Action Research 1. This is video 3. Here we go. Categories of action research problems. That's probably going to be the hardest thing that you do, I'm guessing, for Action Research 1 is come up with what you are going to research on. So I'm going to talk to you about some categories of things that are applicable in educational context and see if this gives you any ideas for where you might take this. There are classroom-based problems and problems beyond the classroom, and you'll probably focus mainly on the classroom-based problems. There could be problems arising from a desire to improve student learning. Questions asked by the researcher, which would be you, could revolve around perceived needs, such as improving the physical classroom environment for learning, or improving the interpersonal interactions among students, or developing students' capacity to reflect. Questions might focus on helping an individual child or group of children, or on understanding the teaching and learning context. For example, how might I best organize my first grade classroom to promote the use of reading materials? So there's an idea. That's the kind of questions you might come up with, or problems or challenges or what you're wanting to find out about. Second could be problems arising from a desire to improve curriculum. Questions asked by you then could arise from such thing as how to integrate subjects, how to best construct the curriculum, or how to embed technology use in your curriculum. Questions might focus on enriching the curricula or on developing content knowledge. For example, how can Excel, which is Microsoft program, be used to teach mathematics concepts? Third possibility, problems that might arise from a desire to adapt instructional or assessment strategies. Questions might deal with fostering active learning, guiding student self-evaluation, or implementing a specific instructional approach. You might want to experiment with new teaching strategies or techniques. And an example with that would be if I use the triarchic model of teaching focused on analytic, creative, and practical thinking. So analytic thinking, creative thinking, practical thinking, there's the triarchic model of teaching. Will students' problem-solving abilities improve? Another possibility are problems arising out of a desire of one's own professional development, or to search for connections or meaning in one's work. Questions might deal with analyzing one's own beliefs or personal style of teaching, or gaining understanding about who or what influenced you in the development of your practice. You might feel a desire to explore the relationship between beliefs and classroom practices, or to examine the intersection of personal and professional identities. For example, a question could be, what is my primary curriculum ideology, and how is my instructional practice informed by it? Fifth are problems arising from issues in the larger school or community context, and that would deal with possibly school-wide program development, implementation or evaluation, ways to engage families and community members in the school, or approaches to resolve tensions between groups in the school or community that impact the functioning of the school. Those are pretty broad and big, and maybe outside your realm of control. If that's something that your school is concerned about and your principal is interested in that, then you could go that route. You just want to think about it carefully if that's a direction you consider. But you can see, I hope start to see some possibilities of things you might come up with. A problem indicates a discrepancy between what is and what you would like it to be. So how do you identify the specific problem in your context, in your classroom, in your campus? Here are some strategies that we'll start on: reflection, description, explanation. We'll also talk about literature review and how you're going to look at that to see what might influence you from what you're reading there, and brainstorming with other teachers. we are going to look at those pieces individually in the next video.